Evening, Patriots. Me again, Shannon Fox here, to go to Patriots 2 channel. And I got several great clips here for you today. A little bit of informative news, things we needed to hear, needed to know. Got a little bit of reading to do, some Charlie Kirk information about Mr. Waltz, the Minnesota progressive governor that makes Kamala Harris look good. He is so far left with his progressive policies. I mean, this guy wants abortion after birth. This guy wants to be able to have people told on during the pandemic for their neighbors not wearing masks or not housing up in the state of Minnesota. This guy has got a heck of a list of accolades of horrible policies. Makes this guy a horrible candidate for America, but it does make it a good thing for Team America. Because right now, the American people want Kamala Harris and whoever she picks to lose. We want the Biden team, the Kamala team, the Democrat Party to lose badly, lose bigly this time. And I think Kamala Harris picking somebody that is more progressive than herself is actually doing us a favor, because now it's a clear choice. There is no moderation. Bring some of the independents back over to their team. It's now you're all in on crazy destroy the country or Team America, America first, Trump policies. That's all there is left, folks. No in between. We've got two wackadoodles on the left, and we've got two great patriots on the right. Simple choices. We got J.D. Vance, and we have got, like I said, Camel Toe and Mr. Progressive Waltz, who is trending as Tampon Tim on Twitter. If you don't know, won't get into that today. But this man, well, I'll go ahead and let you know, folks, before I get into this. If you don't know this guy's record, he is the first governor to push for tampon dispensary machines in the boys' bathroom to make sure that there was enough diversity, equity, and inclusion for the possibility of a transgender being in all the schools, including the elementary schools across the state of Minnesota. This guy is nuts with his progressiveness. I think he needs to be exposed, and I think that's happening today. I watched Twitter blow up today with just tidbits of information about this wicked governor, things he did during the pandemic, the bills he's voted on, the ideas he's got for the country, who he supports, and who supports him. It is bad news, folks, for this guy to ever serve in office higher than the governorship that he's in. He's destroying the state of Minnesota as we speak with his progressive policies. Another one of his accolades, he let Minnesota burn. He would not let Trump bring in the National Guard back during the George Floyd riots. As a matter of fact, I've got some video clips for you that proves a little bit of that as well. So stick around. All right, here we go. We've got a Democrat being endorsing Trump during a CNBC conversation about the shitty economy because of the Kamala Harris factor.
General counsel of Vice President Harris.
I know Tony. He's what I regard as a business person. There was no business person really that close to Biden except for Gina Raimondo. So this is a nice change of pace. There's a lot of business people surrounding Harris. If you're in the stock market, if you care about your paycheck, you go with Trump. If that's what you do.
You do?
Yeah, well, he wants to cut your taxes.
Oh, he wants to cut taxes.
Your taxes.
My taxes got raised enormously, as you know, under the last Trump administration.
I don't know if he wants to cut your president.
No. I'm in a blue state.
Oh, yeah, no, forget you're out.
They want to kill us.
I tried to I tried to go to.
They want to put us out of business.
Pennsylvania.
That's what they want to do to us.
I can become an Italian citizen
by getting rid of.
The lefty CNBC host is crying, I live in a blue state. My taxes went up under Trump. Maybe because your governor raised the taxes in your state. That's the truth of the matter, folks. Trump didn't raise taxes on anybody during his administration. I didn't see it happen like that. Didn't see it go down like that at all. But, folks, I've got several clips for you, so let me get done rattling here, and we'll jump right over onto Twitter and get some of this going. I did say there is going to be an interview Monday night with none other than Trump and Elon. Yes, I can't wait. That will be get your popcorn and beer moment for me. I love it. I love it. I can't wait. That will be exciting. Hopefully I will be able to sit down with the wife and enjoy every minute of it. May do a little bit of filming as well, because you know there's going to be some great moments. Now, first off, if you haven't seen this clip, let's just jump off with stupid is as stupid does. You know who I'm talking about? Oh, famous Kamala, or should I say AOC? Little short clip here, folks. This is what she believes the definition of a ceasefire is. Believe it or not, folks, this is real. This is not AI.
Ceasefire means that somebody sees a fire. It could be any kind of fire. It could be a big fire or a small fire, a bonfire or even a candle flame. It just matters that somebody sees a fire. That's why we call it a ceasefire.
My only question is, how did she make it as a bartender so long? That's the honest truth. Now, this here, folks, is a video of Minnesota governor or the new vice president candidate for the Democrat Party, and he is writing "Justice Now" on the Black Lives Matter memorial for George Floyd. What did he mean by justice now? Now, this guy is as progressive as the Black Lives Matter riders that were burning the streets. I have no doubt about that, just from the things I've learned about him today. And I do remember a few incidences where Trump was arguing with the Minnesota governor, trying to send in the National Guard, and he wasn't trying to hear it. They're mostly peaceful protests with fire. You remember that, folks. Now, this is the great Charlie Kirk. If you don't know who that is, go check him out. He does some awesome work with Turning Point USA and Turning Point Action. It says, "Welcome to the race." This is Charlie Kirk's, just an article from him. "Welcome to the race, Tim Walz. Let's make sure America knows who you are. You helped ignite the George Floyd riot, the worst in the country has seen in decades. While Minneapolis burned, you stalled on deploying the National Guard for an entire day, blaming the city for not submitting the right paperwork. Shitty. You let your daughter leak the Guard's deployment plans online so the rioters would know how long they had to loot the city with impunity. I'm assuming before the riot police got there, the National Guard got there. Minneapolis is a war zone. Minneapolis was a war zone because of you. So just after the day's attempted murder of Donald Trump, you called him and his supporters fascist, edging on the same rhetoric that led him to being shot in the first place. He also called us weird. He was one of the many people that used the term weird this last week. Says, you have overseen some of the most radical youth trans surgery laws in the country. Under your leadership, teenagers can get their breasts chopped off, can get sterilized, and your government calls it health care. Yeah, women's rights, health care, children's rights. That's not children's rights. You have the most radical abortion laws in the country, zero limits. Every year, 5, 6 babies are born alive and then terminated legally under the laws that you support in your state. On immigration, you famously said you wanted to provide a ladder so invaders can come over the Trump wall. You are a radical open border zealot. You oversaw the single worst fraud of the COVID era, defeating our future cases. Defeating our future cases, thanks to an ineptitude at the Department of Education. Criminals stole $250 million of taxpayer dollars and spent it on luxury cars, houses, and vacations. Now, I didn't know that. He also was one of the governors that put people back in the old folks' home, if you remember that. So also during the COVID, you approved $500 million in hero pay for frontline workers, only to have 40% of that money go to the people who were ineligible or, in any case, literally deceased. Somebody was stealing the money. It says in the House, you were Pelosi's sidekick and did whatever the Democrats demanded. You will try and disguise yourself as a folksy Midwestern moderate. In reality, you are a white male version of Kamala Harris, radical, inept, underserving to be in leadership. Make this go viral, ruin their honeymoon. Let's educate millions because the media will not. I've seen several pictures of this guy out duck hunting or geese hunting and standing in front of some John Deere tractors for a photo op in his denim jacket. And this guy is not what he is not what he's pretending to be. He is a real radical. There's no doubt about it. And he is being called out left and right. all over the internet. Even the left wing media is trying to whitewash his record, but they're not doing a very good job of it. Well, he supports women's rights, and he is pro abortion, is what I see. And no matter how they try to flip that on mainstream media, people know what they're talking about. We know what they mean by women's rights and all this crap. We hear all the little catchphrases that we know what they're talking about doing. Yeah, list of governors who returned patients to nursing homes after they were sick. Cuomo, Gretchen Whitmer, Phil Murphy of New Jersey, Tom Wolf of Pennsylvania, Gavin Newsom of California, of course, and none other than a VP pick, Tim Waltz of Minnesota. Nobody ever got held accountable for none of that stuff. Now, this is what Minnesota looked like during the 2020 riots, while the governor was in the streets promoting this stuff, telling the guard to stand down, wasn't letting the National Guard come in, and basically let them take over parts of the city in order to appease the angry mobs. You know, that I don't think it was fear. I think it was beneficial, like the George Soros DAs, to let it burn. Not to the people, but to the politicians. It seemed to be beneficial for their next cause, which was unrest in the country. That was the marching orders at the time. So he is definitely another minion of the left and a progressive soldier of the Soros types. And I hate to see it. Anybody that is buddy with Nancy Pelosi, you know they ain't right. Now, I got a couple more things I want to read to y'all. Let me back out of this post. Okay. Give me just a second here, folks. I got a great clip here from the Trump team, I believe it is. Now, if y'all didn't know this, I found out yesterday that former Secret Service Chief Kimberly Cheadle wanted to destroy the cocaine evidence, according to three sources in the Secret Service community. It looks like the White House probably hunted cocaine in the locker that was mysteriously never no DNA confirmed. Well, there was DNA confirmed, and they never went into specifics of it because none other than uh, can't handle her job, Secret Service Director Cheadle did her job at covering. Thought she was doing her job by covering up the fact that somebody in most likely the Biden family was getting drugs delivered directly to the White House. She fought to get the information and the drugs destroyed immediately. And there was people that went over her head and said, "No, we're going to do it." They went around her and said, "No, we're going to expose this anyway." And the guy even lost his job behind it, folks. That's just a fact. A little bit more dirt on Cheadle. Let's investigate this one and find out what she's really got going on. Now, this is about the most disturbing video I've seen all week. This is Jamie Ratskin, as I call him. He's horrible. Now, I don't think this is even possible, but he is talking about the possibility of trying to unseat Trump because they don't think he can be beaten. It says, breaking now, Jamie Ratskin claims Congress will stop Trump on January 6, 2025, and create a civil war conditions, riots in the street. They'll probably call Antifa and Black Lives Matter on speed dial and get the party started. But little do they know, I don't think our country is going to put up with that again. I think things will be different. We may have to wait till Trump actually gets back in office. We may have to wait from November till January for things to calm down. It's just the honest truth, folks, because we've got people like Jamie Raskin already talking about stoking the fires of civil war. Listen closely, folks. This is pretty scary.
What can be put into the Constitution can slip away from you very quickly. And the greatest example going on right now before our very eyes is Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, which they're just disappearing with a magic wand, as if it doesn't exist, even though it could not be clearer what it's stating. And so, they want to kick it to Congress. So it's going to be.
I don't mean to interrupt him, but he's talking about the 14th Amendment, Article 3. He's talking about if you're proved an insurrectionist, you cannot hold public office. Trump has not been proven an insurrectionist. That boat done sailed, but he's still stuck on stupid behind that one.
Up to us on January 6, 2025, to tell the rampaging Trump mobs that he's disqualified. And then we need bodyguards for everybody in Civil War conditions, all because the 9.
I'm going to back that up.
2025 to tell the rampaging Trump mobs that he's disqualified. And then we need bodyguards.
All right, I'm backing it up a little more, folks.
Of the 14th Amendment, which they're just disappearing with a magic wand, as if it doesn't exist, even though it could not be clearer what it's stating. And so, they want to kick it to Congress. So it's going to be up to us on January 6, 2025, to tell the rampaging Trump mobs that he's disqualified. And then we need bodyguards for everybody in Civil War conditions, all because the 9 justices, not all of them, but these justices who have not many cases to look at every year, not that much work to do, a huge staff, great protection, simply do not want to do their job and interpret what the great 14th Amendment means. And I'm glad that Sherilyn's creating her new center so we can bring that.
Almost sounds like a veiled threat towards the Supreme Court, because he doesn't like the way they decided that Trump's still on the ballot. Trump hasn't performed an insurrection or been convicted of anything involving the word insurrection. So there's definitely no grounds to worry about that statement. But if the left has got some kind of wicked game plan in process, we need to know about it. And if Raskin wants to shoot his mouth off about it, I'm at least listening. Just going to play you a few seconds of this, folks. But this is a reminder as to what we can never let happen again. This is Fulton County, Georgia. Brian Kemp said there was no nefarious actions going on during the 2020 election. The water main break was real. Nobody stayed late and pulled suitcases out from underneath the table. And the video we're watching isn't real.
We're going to roll this back and show it to you. There you go. So now they're going to start
As Ruby Freeman and her daughter pulling ballots from behind out from underneath the table, while everybody else was sent home.
At about 8:22 a.m. in the morning. So she put that table there. So the same person who's staying behind now, the same person who cleared the place out under the pretense that we're going to stop counting, is the person who put the table there at 8:22 in the morning. Yeah, I saw 4 suitcases come out from underneath the table.
Damn. That's potentially enough to change the results. I thought they said there was not enough voter fraud to change the results of the election. It looks like that's what we were seeing right there. And this went on for several minutes, folks. Actually, there's a lot of footage of this. The fact of the matter is they didn't realize that camera was on live feed or recording them when all this was going on. They didn't know there was a Raptor camera. Hopefully these ladies will one day, instead of getting a Medal of Honor for Biden, will actually get what they deserve, which is to be punished. Now, this here is a 6-minute long video clip. I'm going to play it for you. I'm going to step out, tell everybody like, subscribe, and share. Everybody have a great day. And this is a wonderful, wonderful video, everybody. Stick around to the end and just watch the thing through. Nothing but good stuff. All right, here we go.
Remember this, nothing worth doing ever, ever, ever came easy. Following your convictions means you must be willing to face criticism from those who lack the same courage to do what is right, and they know what is right, but they don't have the courage or the guts or the stamina to take it and to do it. It's called the road less traveled. What imprint will you leave in the sands of history? What will future Americans say we did in our brief time right here on Earth?
Take the children and yourself and hide out in the cellar. By now the fighting will be close at hand. Don't believe the church and state and everything they tell you. Believe in me, I'm with the high command.
My administration is 100% committed to eradicating human trafficking from the earth, this form of modern-day slavery here in the United States and all around the world. We are dismantling the criminal organizations that make large-scale human trafficking possible. We will not rest until we've stopped every last human trafficker and liberated every last survivor.
There's a gun and ammunition just inside the doorway. Use it only in emergency. Better you should pray to God, the Father and the Spirit will guide you and protect you from up here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me running? Can you hear me running? Can you hear me calling you?
Our movement is about replacing a failed and corrupt political establishment with a new government controlled by you, the American people. There is nothing the political establishment will not do, no lie that they won't tell, to hold their prestige and power at your expense. The Washington establishment and the financial and media corporations that fund it exist for only one reason: to protect and enrich itself.
Swear allegiance to the flag, whatever flag they offer. Never hint at what you really feel. Teach the children quietly, for someday sons and daughters will rise up and fight while we stand still. Can you hear me? Can you hear me running? Can you hear me running? Oh, my calling. Can you hear me?
For too long, a small group in our nation's capital has reaped the rewards of government while the people have borne the cost. Whether we are black or brown or white, we all bleed the same red blood of patriots. When America is united, America is totally unstoppable. There should be no fear. We are protected, and we will be protected by God. Did we challenge accepted wisdom and take on established systems? I think I did, but we all did, and we're all doing it. Or did we just go along with convention, swim downstream so easily with the current, and just give in because it was the easy way, it was the traditional way, or it was the accepted way? I know that each of you will be a warrior for the truth, will be a warrior for our country and for your family. And as long as America remains true to its values, loyal to its citizens, and devoted to its creator, then our best days are yet to come.